These are the things you didn't know your Xbox One could do. Well, I did a similar video for that at the PlayStation 4, so here's the Xboxes. Let's say you're using a YouTube app on your Xbox console and you want to use the voice connect command to control it. Well, you can, but just doesn't seem to be well as implemented for that of the YouTube. Well, here's the trick. The Xbox command doesn't actually activate the voice control on the YouTube app. Instead, you would have to say YouTube and then the command. So you can say play, skip, select, stop, fast forward and all that by just saying the YouTube first and then the command. So something like YouTube, skip, and it will do exactly just that. Also, if you want to go a little wild and then you want to skip an ad on the YouTube app and it looks unskippable, just press the Y and the B button at the same time and the ad on the video will skip. Well, did I just save you some 5 seconds? Well, I think I deserve the like. Okay, so you can reassign the buttons on your controller. You see, the Xbox Accessories app lets you reconfigure your entire controller, which is something you don't see much of it when it comes to console controllers. Sure, if you're using a controller to play a PC game, well, there's likely to be an option for a button reassign. But this is something not as nearly as common on console. Well, if you want to remap a button for the A button, well, that's no issue. You want a bumper to be the shooting instead of the trigger? Well, you can do that too. Having a system level configuration like this is essential for modern gaming. All these functionality goes one step further if you happen to own a premium Xbox Elite controller, which has the capacity for additional buttons on the backside of the controller, where you normally rest your index fingers. These extra buttons may not cost that much, but they are that perfect for games like Dark Souls. On keeping your thumbs on the movement and the camera controls is essential. And Microsoft did not disappoint with keeping it up the updates concerning this. You can easily track your bandwidth usage. Well, let's face it, as long as there is a data caps, being a gaming enthusiast also meaning paying attention to how much data you'll be using. Well, not all of us are having that unlimited internet. This is because there are some areas in this world who are lagging behind in terms of internet, or simply people don't feel spending a lot of money for the unlimited internet. Well, lots of modern AAA games have file sizes way over 40 gigabytes, and between patches and downloadable content, it's easier to reach your monthly limited in a couple of days. Likely for the Xbox One has a built-in bandwidth tracker and settings, which is unlike any other consoles of that gen. Being able to tell exactly when your data is being consumed is especially good for users whose internet service provider have grace windows during early mornings. Data caps are seriously no fun. It could also give you a perfect snapshot of how Netflix is eating up and see how much your console is downloading over a course of the month. While in the whole world you are fascinated by the statistics, it's great to see Microsoft servicing this kind of information on their own. Okay, so do you have a cool web app that you'd like to use on your Xbox One? Maybe you're on your website flipping back and forth using a guide, or just freak on a website on your Xbox. Well, you can actually pin a website on your home screen by just pressing your menu button while the tile is selected in your Explorer address box. A lot of websites and services do not have native apps yet, but they might work well in the Internet Explorer just because they are built in with HTML5, which works perfectly in Xbox One's browser. So if your Xbox One is your prime media center, or if you use it a lot just for certain tasks, it will definitely help it out if you have it pinned right on the dashboard, ready to go and load up. Just take advantage of your Xbox One preview program. Microsoft's preview program lets Xbox One owners get updates for about a month ahead of schedule. So you'll be able to get to use these newest features and dashboard tweaks before anyone else. And all you gotta do is just to provide a feedback back to Microsoft. Well, it is basically like signing up to a data program. How do you get into a preview program? Well, when they first started, it was just people who were lucky enough to sign in on that website and just get that invite. But now, all you gotta do is just to know someone. Is someone on the friends list in it? Well, they can send you the invite and you're in the program. This process of getting the message and then registering could take just a couple of days, so just know what you're signing up for. But if you want to get into the Microsoft One preview program, then you definitely need to make some friends over there. You can play PS4 through your Xbox console. You might have noticed the Xbox One has two HDMI ports, one for incoming signals and the other one for outgoing. Well, one of the Xbox main selling was the fact that you can plug in your TV terminal into your Xbox extra HDMI port to watch TV right on your system. Well, it was originally intended for traditional TV terminal. Well, the Xbox One can play a video not only from a TV, but plug in other devices as well. Plug in your PS4, Wii or Steam Link directly into your Xbox One lets you take advantage of your Xbox One features, such as party chat and Xbox Music simultaneously while using the other device. Oh, to be honest, it might seem not all that useful just because you can change the TV source to another console, with just one press of a button. But this is especially practical for a TV switch with a limited HDMI port. Since you can set your Xbox One to open up incoming video signals on launch, it's very easy to set up an Apple TV in conjunction with the Xbox One, keeping all your video streaming services in one place. Well, it is safe to say that this can actually be an incredibly useful feature. Do you know that you can improve performance for any game on the Xbox One? Well, there are two parts to this, as almost any overall can remedy to fixing an issue like performance will naturally encounter results the more games you start playing to. That said, turning off your Xbox capture software can be a huge benefit to something like playing PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Just because the Lord knows that games need that much to help run smoothly as they can get. Just go into settings and then to preferences and then to DVR and then go to streaming and finally untick allow broadcast and game captures option. Secondly, this requires extra cache. You need to purchase an SSD, which will be the solid state drive for your system. Solid state memory simply runs faster than the internal one Xbox shipped with. And even with Xbox One X, can't keep up this connected USB SSD. Well, the only downside to this is depending on how big you really want to go, it can cost a pretty penny. You can actually increase the speed of game installation, or let's say faster game installations. So now that the Xbox One requires every game to undergo an amount of torrent installations just before you can play it, whether you downloaded it from the store or just on the disc, it can really be irritating in comparison with the past generation where you can just put in the disc and it get going. But it does allow much shorter loading times and improved graphics skill with all these. However, if you are tired of waiting around of installations where there's an easy trick that speeds up the process, simply disconnect your Xbox Live, or either by choosing to disconnect it from the Xbox network system or just unplug your internet cable. Once that is done, run the installation to completion and then reconnect your Xbox Live afterwards. Seriously, you will know the difference between having your Xbox connected to the internet and then having it offline. Do you know that you can actually hook up a keyboard for way better, faster typing? Hooking up a keyboard to your Xbox One might initially seem like it goes against the whole console ethos of just being able to sit back on your sofas with your nice ergonomic controller. Well, however, there are a few niche functions having a keyboard for your Xbox One can fulfill. And the most obvious and useful is of course using it to send messages to friends and random strangers. Now, there ain't that many games that have the native keyboard support, but it can be used on several old school arcade games alongside using it to fill any text prompt that appears on the dashboard. Did you know that you can actually control the dashboard and apps with just your phone? Like the official PlayStation app that opens a number of additional ease of access functions for your console. While getting on with a Microsoft Smart Glass or just a Microsoft app on your phone, it is definitely worth it also. You have to get a console paired up with your phone by just delving into the system settings and then to the preferences and then to the app connections. But afterwards, you can just use your phone as a makeshift controller. Complete with all the buttons input, this is ideal for apps like Netflix or just browsing the Xbox store without actually turning on the console. Yes, it's another simple thing, but we all know the real problem of just turning on your controller just for a pause or fast forward to a movie and then having it disconnected again. Well, those days are long gone. And then hey, don't go yet, this is a bonus trick for you. You can literally continue any Xbox 360 game saved on your Xbox One. Well, cloud storage never really took off as the old singing old data consuming tech revolution, but it does have some really cool uses, especially if you're hanging on to your Xbox 360 console alongside with the Xbox One. Simply because the Xbox One compatibility list is very huge and you want to play all your favorites on your new system. Though that used to mean starting them all over again, but well, that's not the case over here. On your Xbox 360 console, just go to Settings, System Storage, and then the Cloud Saved Games and select Enable. Now you can just put a game like Red Dead Redemption on your Xbox One and your system will prompt you saved, transferring it across and letting you continue with all the performance enhancements of the current generation. A simple thing, sure, but very helpful one. Okay, so that's it. We hope you find these interesting, and don't forget to leave your tips and tricks if you don't find them in these and you really want to share out to people. Just put them in the comment below. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.